I uploaded an extremely detailed diorama shot every single week for a month, but sadly it went into the completely wrong direction. More after the intro, let's go! About 15 months ago I set myself a challenge, publishing a small but very detailed and high quality mini-mock as a satisfying short video on my channel every single week. My goal was simple but ambitious, finishing the mock and the video within a week. Every week. I don't even know if any of you even knew that this was the plan, as most of you are not continuous viewers, subscribe, or just haven't realized they were coming every week, which I sometimes try to promote with a description or a comment, but it seems to have worked pretty well. I already knew that this was going to be tougher than you guys might expect, so I already prepared about 3 videos before I started. On the 6th of January I posted the first short, the Snowspeeder mini mock on Hoth, which was in my opinion one of the best ones so far, as it was simple but aesthetic. My plan was to keep the same mock style that most of the time included a simple black display edge. Usually the base was 12 by 12 that resulted in a mock space of 10 by 10 studs, but over time I used the 14 by 14 base more and more often, as the 12 stud one didn't provide enough space for the ideas I had. The mocks were not only getting bigger though, I was also challenging myself in terms of the build. I wanted my scene ideas to be more creative, include more and better details, use unusual building techniques, and work just with the best fitting minifigures. That resulted in taking longer for the builds though, because I was searching and searching in my unorganized huge LEGO collection. On top of that, I even ordered parts and minifigures specifically for these mocks on a regular basis. My ambition didn't end with the mock itself though. As you can imagine, as a small YouTuber like me, with just a few hundred subs, it's almost impossible to get your video to a wider audience. So also in terms of cutting a video, even if it's just a short, only the best can be good enough. For that I want to take you with me into my production process of these mini dioramas. It starts already while building, where I have to film constantly and enable good lighting to make the end result possible, which I changed up a bit over time, but more to that topic later. The mock itself usually takes many hours, mostly because of my lack of fitting parts. The exact time varies heavily, also due to extremely different sizes and levels of details. Then I set up the figures in good poses and try to take shots as good as possible. Before I get these to the computer, I edit the best photo already pretty much to make it look more aesthetic and professional. After I usually put already a fitting effect for the scenery, like for example snow for the Hoth speeder or sparkles for the other 6060. This is how the dynamic end scene is created, that hopefully gives these videos the little extra touch. When I already know what I want, this usually takes 20 to 30 minutes. After I transfer the files to my computer, where I added the full thing on CapCut. In the first videos, I was having the full video including multiple hours and tried to cut in every single scene where I placed a piece. Over time, I realized though that this was not only way more stressful to cut for me, but also more stressful to watch, as it still has to fit within a minute, and then you get to see about 8 clips in just 2 seconds. The mock that I was editing in the background here was already done in the more easy way and was also one of the most basic ones, so the editing took me just under 2 hours. Sometimes it took almost double that time though. Now the video itself is finished, but that's not it. The process of publishing it takes its time as well. I always transfer the video to my phone first, as it's easier to publish it there. I have to search out the perfectly fitting sound and match the audio file with the video, so especially the beginning and the end get the right atmosphere. By the way, very quick, I'm a growing creator struggling in the big YouTube, so it will be the world to me if you'd leave a like, comment down below, or even subscribe. Thank you. Well, I hope I was able to show good enough that these 1-minute videos were far from easy to produce, but I tried my best to do them continuously as I promised. At first, it worked almost perfectly. Every week a new video, every second week a Star Wars one, the other one a random topic. Over time I ran out of backups though, and it came the first weeks that I skipped. This happened more and more often, and as the mocks also kept getting bigger, it made sense. But at a certain point I was just running behind my goal. The views were pretty mid, very good for the size of my channel, but far away from being worth that effort. On top of everything, my private life was also getting pretty busy as well, due to university exams, trying to travel across my and other countries, and as you can imagine, I also have other hobbies. So it turned out the way it had to. I gave up. On the 14th of May, I published the last one so far, the American Road Diorama. that was already measuring 18 by 26 studs. But guess what? I don't regret it, and that's not the end. These cute little mocks with its details gave me the opportunity to enjoy the process and being creative with building again. The time limit was also a nice challenge, even though it turned out a bit too stressful for over the month. The pressure of having to do something also had the positive effect of forcing me to do a healthy hobby that I love and that I, and maybe you also, don't do often enough: building, being creative, and creating videos. These days, it's way too easy to just scroll on TikTok or watch others experience the very things you should be doing. Apart from that, I also like to explore completely new things that were getting possible due to the small scale. Almost every second week a mock out of a Lego theme I never touched before. New building techniques I wanted to try out, and even trying to create amazing builds based and inspired by just tiny little polybags, which you seem to love. Even though it was tough in some moments, this all was inspiring and fulfilling. Which is also why I also didn't really stop doing it, and also definitely won't. Over time I already built 4 more mini mocks. 2 more are almost finished, and I already got most paths for at least 3 more. You can be sure that I will upload some again. If I don't try again to upload weekly, then I will at least upload them over time. So I'd recommend you to watch now my brilliant mini mocks that I already did, or if you want a longer video, here should be an alternative build created by me and the Clone Trooper Collection Challenge. Definitely stay subscribed so you don't miss the upcoming shorts. Keep building, and bye!